The Great Barrier Reef is the planet's largest coral reef system, and we are lucky enough here in Queensland to have it right at our doorstep. Some might say the Great Barrier Reef is nature's greatest gift to Australia. The Great Barrier Reef stretches more than 2,300 kilometres along our coastline, beginning at the tip of Cape York Peninsula and extending down to Bundaberg in South Queensland, as you can see on the map in front of you. It is one of Australia's biggest drawcards for not only domestic interstate travellers, but international travellers as well. My reason for this video is to make you really appreciate this incredible natural wonder of the world and to bring to your attention just how under threat it is at the moment. Firstly, I'd like to list off some of my favourite facts about the Great Barrier Reef. It has 3,000 coral reefs, 600 continental islands, 1,625 types of fish, 133 varieties of sharks and rays, 600 types of soft and hard coral. It's approximately the same distance as Vancouver to Mexico. It's also the only living organism visible from space. And it has approximately 2,000 square kilometres of mangroves and 6,000 square kilometres of seagrass beds. I'd also just like to show now a few different reactions of some divers going underwater and seeing the wonderful Great Barrier Reef for the first time.
It was amazing. The coral was incredible. It was so many different types of hard coral, soft corals. It was unbelievable.
I saw shark and turtles and a manta ray.
Lots of little juvenile fish, nice and warm. Best dive, huge ray just like in the sand, and then it goes up, and then there's like a groper that is just so insanely big.
Big as a truck, probably a Mack truck. Wow. No, maybe, I exaggerate.
Had a lovely time fossicking around, and also a beautiful eastern clownfish.
The Great Barrier Reef is clearly a significant asset to the tourism industry in Queensland and contributes over $5 billion into the economy annually. It also generates around 64,000 full-time equivalent jobs. Back in 2009, climate change was identified as one of the greatest threats to the long-term health of the Great Barrier Reef. And just recently in 2016, the Great Barrier Reef experienced the worst of 3 coral bleaching events that has occurred in the past 18 years. Following is a recent clip featuring David Attenborough stressing the state of the Great Barrier Reef at the moment.
The Barrier Reef is facing one of the most serious challenges to its continued existence: the effect of human beings.
David Attenborough expresses hope for the reef, exploring the efforts of scientists searching for new ways to help. He finds evidence the natural wonder has bounced back in the past, but warns the perils of global warming and ocean acidity threaten its future.
The Great Barrier Reef is in grave danger. Do we really care so little about the Earth on which we live that we don't wish to protect one of its greatest wonders from the consequences of our behaviour?
So we've all been talking about these environmental issues that seem to be getting worse every day, but it's time that we take a really serious look into it. Activities such as burning fossil fuels like coal, oil and gas, cutting down forests, it's polluting our atmosphere and it's warming our planet, increasing severe weather events, rising sea levels, and our oceans are warming and becoming more acidic. This is where we are going wrong, and our precious wildlife and ecosystems in the Great Barrier Reef cannot cope. With the increasing frequency of bleaching expected to accompany global warming, the Great Barrier Reef will have less and less chance to recover. About 93% of the reef has already been adversely affected by coral bleaching, according to recent aerial and underwater surveys by the ARC Centre of Excellence for Coral Reef Studies. This is absolutely devastating. I think it's important that the world at large, and in particular the tourism industry in Queensland, is aware and responding appropriately to the serious current threats to the Great Barrier Reef. The tourism businesses in Queensland have an important part to play here, because the reef is such a drawcard. Various studies done on the Great Barrier Reef show that tourists rate clarity of water and the health of the ecosystem as very critical features. So if tourism companies don't realise this, they are going to put themselves in a bad position when the reef becomes increasingly damaged and tourists no longer want to visit. There's no hiding the environmental issues happening on a global scale which are affecting our reef. We must acknowledge, explore, educate ourselves, and take action. The Great Barrier Reef is the home to the richest and most diverse ecosystem in the world. It goes without saying that it should be at the forefront of all of our actions here in Australia. We need to be proactive and try to shift government regulation and policy to enact better reef protection. Thanks for listening, and I'll leave you with a statement made on an article that I find very striking.